So I know this video is supposed to be my criticism, but I want to point this out before I even start recording. Watching this movie on a phone does not do it justice, so I recommend on a computer, a monitor, or a TV, or if you like me and you just have a straight up monitor but a Nintendo Switch, unplug the HDMI cable, either plug it into your Mac, or if you have an adapter, use the adapter, and then the screen from the computer will mimic onto the monitor. So yeah, after the intro, that's when I actually start recording. So enjoy. I don't really know which to start to either make my criticism video or what I loved about the movie. So I asked my cousin Evelyn, who is not a fan of Kamen Rider because she's never seen it, and I asked her a question because it's stupid, and I had her pick, and the one she picked was to do the criticism one first. So I'm going to start with the very first one and the very obvious one. There should have been a 01 Reiwa Wachi armor, and there should have been a Progrise ZO armor. And I'm only saying this because at the end of the final episode of Kamen Rider ZO, they actually tease the 01 Reiwa Wachi. There is literally another 01 in this movie, and after they defeated him, they could have gotten a Reiwa Wachi from him. And this was actually an idea I shared with a few of my friends, and they agree with me that if they couldn't get like the 01 Rider armor or the ZO Progrise Key armor, they could have they could have either gotten the Z01 Rider Wachi and made a ZO Progrise Key, and when ZO erases their memories, he could have done the same thing with his Rider Wachi, because in the beginning of the movie he drops his Rider Wachi, and then when he touches it, he actually remembers that he's a Kamen Rider. And I feel like they could have done the same thing, like Aruto holds the 01 Rider Wachi, and they put his memory in there, and then Sogo touches the ZO Progrise Key and put his memories in there, and then in the moment they switch with each other, they forget and go back to their original timelines. So, because I said earlier, I shared this with a few of my friends and some people online, and they actually agreed with me. So yeah. Okay, now with that out of the way, it's not really criticism. It's like what I wish they did with the movie. Because is the movie good? Fuck yes. Do I wish there were some changes? Yes. And I actually share this opinion with a bunch of other people, and I'm gonna explain what I think as well. This really isn't a criticism, but a question. How in the hell did Aruto and Izu get into this alternate timeline? Because the more I think about it, sorry, I don't think they said or showed how they did it. The same for the ZO team. I also thought it would have been cool if there was a Tsukuyomi and can't remember how to say her writing name for my life crossover, because I think that would have been really cool. I actually really want to see a Gates and a Valken team up, because those two are like my favorite secondary writers. I feel like Aruto should have gotten a chance to say goodbye to his grandfather, because I think he found out in the show, either on TV or from Izu. I honestly forget which one. I'm only saying this because he technically got the chance to say goodbye to his dad one more time. Or the third time. I don't know. It's confusing. I'm not alone with this opinion as well. I also feel like they should have explained who she is more, because they do, but I'm still confused who she is. I actually really love this scene, and I actually wish they did Rising Time Break, because in ZO, it's always the Heisei Rider's thing, like finisher thing, and then time, like limit break for Forze was limit time break, and scanning a charge for O's was scanning time break. But I'm so glad that this is a thing. And they even show it in writing. I wish this fight was longer. I also wish they brought back this suit. Even though the moment he henching into that suit, the movie would have been over, but at least we saw the suit again. I also feel like Tsukuyomi should have had like a little more screen time, because in the ZO show, she was a Kamen Rider for like an episode and barely fought. And in this, she actually seems like a badass. And when they were doing that fight scene in the office, it would have been cool if all four of them were there instead of just the three. Oh, main three. And I actually think Tsukuyomi could have helped Kamen Rider Trinity, Gates, Zi-O, and Wazi sharing a body. Could have helped when they fought another Ichigo, because they immediately got their asses handed to them. Okay, so that was like all my quote-unquote complaints. I actually really love this movie, and I still repeatedly watch this over and over again. I feel like this video is gonna be short, but like when I make my video next week for what I love about this movie, I feel like it's gonna be like significantly longer, because this movie is like amazing, and I rewatch it to this day like over and over again. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Probably, yeah, film next week. Okay, later. Bye. Getting all fired up, well, let sweat drip from every pore. Now there's so many